Hey friends, today I'm going to teach you how to plot the graph of the parabolic function. So in order for you to know how to plot the graph of any parabolic function, you just need to know how to identify its properties, right? So guys, before we proceed, just subscribe on my YouTube channel so that you can be able to get notified whenever I upload a video, right? Yes, so now let's proceed. In order for you to know how to draw the graph of this function, you need to know how to identify its properties. So we have our equation here, which is given in the form of f of x equal to x squared plus 7x plus 10. This equation can also be equated. Now we are about to identify its properties. So we have a x squared plus bx plus c. The value of a corresponds with 1. The coefficient of x squared is equal to 1. So the value of a is equal to 1. Then, because the value of a is greater than 0, the value of a, which is equal to 1, the value of a, right, which is equal to 1, determines the shape of the graph. If the value of a is greater than 0, our graph is going to be concaved upwards. Our graph is going to be concaved upwards. This will be the shape of our graph because the value of a is greater than 0. Then our graph is going to be concaved upwards. But if the value of a, if the value of a was less than 0, then our graph was going to be concaved downwards. Our graph was going to be concaved downwards. Then, meaning that the value of a determines the shape of the graph. The value of a determines what? Determines the shape of the graph. Therefore, because the value of a is equal to 1, our value of a is greater than 0, which means we are going to obtain our what? We are going to obtain our graph, which is going to be concaved upwards. And then the value of b, let's go for b. B corresponds with positive 7. B is equal to 7. Our b is equal to 7. B is just a coefficient of x. Then let's go for c. Our c is equal to 10. The value of c is equal to 10, right? Then 10 is the y-intercept, meaning that is whereby our graph is intersecting or is overlapping with the y-axis. It's where our graph, this is our Cartesian plane, right? This is our Cartesian plane. This is our Cartesian plane. It's whereby our graph is whereby our graph, this graph, because this graph represent what? Represent this equation because our value of a is positive on this graph, right? Our value of a is positive 1, right? So since our value of a is positive, which means our graph is going to be in this form, right? So our value of a is positive. Therefore, our graph is going to be a smiling parabola, like it's going to be concaved upwards. And then when it comes to our focus now is going to is at the value of c. The value of c is the y-intercept, which means it is the y-intercept. It is the y-intercept. It's whereby our graph is intersecting with what? It's whereby our graph is intersecting with the y-axis. We have our y-axis, we also have our x-axis. So this, our 10 will be here. This will be the value of 10. This positive 10. Now let's plot our graph. Let's plot our graph. Now let's plot our graph. Okay, in order for you to plot our graph, you just need to find your x-intercepts. You just need to determine the x-intercepts. Now let's determine our x-intercept. X-intercept is whereby our graph is overlapping with what? With the x-axis. X-intercepts. X-intercepts. Y is equal to 0. This is our y. Our f of x is equal to y. y is equal to 0 plus 7x plus 10, right? So our y is equal to 0. Then we have x squared plus 7x plus 10. Then let's factorize our equation. So we have, let's open our brackets. We have x, we also have x. Which factors of 10 when you multiply will give you 10, but when you add, they will give you 7. It's positive 5 and also positive 2. When you multiply them, they will give you 10, but when you add them, they will give you 7. Therefore, our x is equal to minus 2, or our x is equal to minus 5. So these are the x-intercepts. Is whereby our graph is intersecting with what? With the x-axis. So we have our coordinates. We have negative 2 is into 0, and also negative 5 is into 0. Why 0? Is because on top of the on top of the x-axis is our y is equal to 0. On top of the x-axis, on top of the x-axis, on top of the x-axis, our y is equal to 0. But when it comes to the y-axis, on top of the y-axis, remember we have our y-axis, we also have our x-axis. On top of the y-axis, our x is equal to 0. So now let's plot our graph. Now let's plot our graph. Now let's plot our graph. This will be the shape of our graph. This will be the shape of our graph. This will be the shape of our graph. Okay. We won't be able to plot our graph without the turning point. We won't be able to draw our graph without what? Without determining the turning points. Meaning that where our graph is being curved. So how are we going to determine the turning point of the graph? We are going to determine the turning point of the graph using what? Using an axis of symmetry equation. X is equal to minus b divided by 2a. Our x is equal to our b, we have a, b and c. Our b is 7 divided by 2a. Our a is 1. Therefore, our x is equal to negative 7 over 2. Our x is equal to negative 7 over 2. Negative 7 over 2 is somewhere. Negative 7 over 2. 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 When it comes to the x-axis, we have, this is our TP, guys. This is our TP. Negative 7 over 2. Negative 7 over 2 is 3,5. Negative 3,5. So let's start with the x-axis. Our x, we have negative 2. We have negative 1. We have negative 2. We have negative 3. We have negative 4. We have negative 5. Right? We also have negative 3 over 5. Negative 3,5, which is somewhere here. Somewhere here. In order for you to get the value of y, you just need to plug this on your original equation. So let's plug this negative 7 over 2 on our original equation. Let's plug it on our original equation. So we have y, which is equal to then negative 7 over 2, then squared, plus 7, negative 7 over 2, plus 10. Just punch this on your calculator and find the actual values. The actual value of y. Y, which is equal to negative 9 over 4. So this is the value of y. Our y is equal to negative 9 over our y is equal to negative 9 over 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 5, negative 6. So negative 2,25. It's somewhere here. So this will be our turning point. This will be our turning point. Our turning point, the coordinates of the turning point is negative 7 over 2 is into something. Is into 9 over 4. Negative 9 over 4. Negative 9 over 4. Negative 9 over 4. Then this will be our turning point. Then x-intercept. Our x-intercept is negative 2 and also negative 5. So this will be the shape of our graph. This will be the shape of our graph. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this graph intersects with the y-axis at 10. Right? So this will be the shape of our graph. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel so that you can be able to get notified whenever I upload a video. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching.